I'm in the demo lot at Crankworks up in Whistler, Canada, and this is Bjorn. How's it going, man?
Hey, it's good, Court.
And you're like the founder of Kranked. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, so we made a bunch of Cranked films over the years.
Yeah.
For free ride mountain biking, 8 in total, and yeah, now I got a brand called Kranked, and I'm into high performance electric assist mountain bikes.
So initially, like the videos and things you were talking about, were those just traditional like downhill biking, or?
Yeah, free ride mountain biking. Back in 97, 95, we were all into free ride mountain biking. We shot with partner Christian Beijing, shot a free ride mountain bike film, and did 7 more after that.
Awesome. Well, you've got an awesome looking product here. Okay, it caught my attention. It's definitely like burly, powerful. We were doing a little demo action a minute ago with this young lady. You've got this backpack on. How much does that weigh, actually, Bjorn? What's
the battery in there is about 7 pounds.
7 pounds. You've got a couple options too, right?
I've got a couple options. That's a 12.5 amp hour battery at 7 pounds.
Does it feel all right? You know?
Yeah, it's comfy.
And you've got this like umbilical cord. Like...
Yeah, so this is our avatar moment. So we're gonna just tuck this through here, get a little friction.
Cool.
And then come out, and then we basically plug it into the bike here.
Rad.
These Anderson SB connectors have 15 pounds of spring to them, so when you crash, or if you crash, it'll just separate you from the bike.
Nice.
Which is our safety mode.
Sturdy stuff.
Okay. So here you've just got, it's throttle orientated, so you ease on the throttle a little bit.
Oh boy.
And there you go. It starts, so it's all up to you, and it pedals normally with the freewheeling. You can just pedal it normally. Okay. Or you can just throttle. And so be careful here. If you back up a little bit, I'll just show you the kick it can have. So if you grab too much throttle, it's gonna go, right?
You don't want to get thrown.
So don't just ease up on that. Yeah, just nice little movements on the inside of your hand like that.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, see how that works.
Go for it. Tell me a little bit about why you started the company and what you offer. You know, what's going on here with the motors and stuff?
So 4 years ago, I was at Interbike, the big trade show for mountain biking, and I was down, wandered around the big hall up front, and everyone had these little incremental, product development things.
Right.
Went downstairs, met these guys from Austria.
Okay.
Mario and Danny from Ego Kits, and they showed me their Ego Kit. Here we go. Let's see how it is. Bring it in here. See how it goes.
How was it?
It was really fun.
Nice.
You survived.
I survived.
Yeah.
I definitely want a little bit more time, just whizzing around. Get
used to it.
You're like, woo!
All right, go for another lap.
Another lap?
Yeah.
Sweet. She's going back out there. Ride safe. Ride safe. Well, sweet. Okay, so people are digging this. I didn't mean to cut this off, but there's like the incremental low power stuff. What's the wattage on yours? Like what's the top speed? Like,
we go anywhere from 500 watts all the way up to 3,400 peak watts with the system. So top speed's really what the gearing can handle, 50, 60 kilometers an hour on the top kits.
Okay. And wow. Jeez.
Yeah, range I'm getting realistically 40K off-road loops up the top of the BC mountains, across, back down, home.
Yeah. Well, and good. I noticed. You're on Santa Cruz frames here. Really, really sturdy stuff. You got the through axles and just overbuilt a lot. But a lot of the weight is right there at the bottom bracket versus, sometimes there's batteries hanging off the back or in the frames. You're using, just a high quality mountain frame or downhill frame.
So yeah, this is all about high performance, Court. You need the best that the mountain bike industry can give you for this performance. You're riding this the way it was meant, up, down, across. You need rad brakes, rad suspension, rad frames.
Yeah.
It's not, you're able to get this performance because the technology is at a level that it's meant to perform at that level. So you need that, to get the real high performance, you need the good stuff.
How much weight does it add to put the motor on? And, it's different brackets, right?
Yeah, between 12 and 14 pounds, depending on your, what you're doing with all the different components. So it adds 12 to 14 pounds, but that weight gives you basically Lance Armstrong's legs times 2.
Yeah, at least.
In a sprint, whenever you want it. So that's the way that it goes. Like suddenly when you want it, you can have that wattage inputted into your bike.
Cool.
And you become a superhero.
And it looks pretty tough here. Like, kind of got this. Is this a heat sink or what's going on?
Heat sink, yeah.
Heat sink. Okay.
Yeah.
You've got this special little smaller sprocket, so a higher RPM.
Freewheel. We got a 13-tooth freewheel. We got the planetary gear. We got the high output electric motor. Yeah, we got the custom interface here, which I can show you over here, which is custom made for the Santa Cruz V10.
Awesome.
Then we've got a special crank set as well that allows us to use the latest in race face bottom bracket technology with the cinch, so we can put the race face turbine next and 6 carbon cranks on it.
Wow.
So all high
keep
end,
it lightweight
super
and keep it performance.
Yep.
Yeah.
Over here you can see our motor mounts. So this is the motor mount right here, the interface. So this is the V10 motor mount. You can see it's all CAD designed for that frame.
Yeah, it's
with
like
input.
This rectangular, sort of a larger
Yeah,
down
so that
tube.
fits the exact shape of the V10. So this allows the torsion that the electric motor and the gears transfer to the rear wheel not to be transferred to the frame.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's what we call the cranked interface, and we've got one for the Nomad and that as well. Here we've got the E² unit on it, which we're just coming to market with this.
What's the difference? Like, what's the E² offer?
So the E² has a different ratio. It's got a 19-to-1 reduction, so it doubles the torque output to the rear, and it makes the pedal cadence more efficient. So you always have room to put pedal strokes in with the electric assist. So you've got the throttle, but you're always able to put your 150, 200 watts into the system so you can pedal the whole time.
That's very cool.
So it's developed with the mountains of BC in mind so that the motors don't overheat. So you can ride to the top of these mountains, up, down, across, and make
bomb it back in.
And then bomb it back down.
That is sweet. Do you want to talk a little bit about like pricing and stuff? And do you have a warranty? What's the deal?
Yeah, we got a 2-year warranty, not including wear and tear. You wear these things. You
take it off a cliff, that's not included.
Yeah, we can't help you there, but yeah, we're here to make sure these run good and support all our clients that are worldwide. And
sweet.
We do on-demand calls via Skype to figure it out. And the nice thing with it is it's all modular, so our system's made. You want to drop this off, something's up with the motor, you can just replace the motor.
Yeah.
Something's up with this.
It's like kind of modular.
Yeah, so as we can take it apart and I can show you how it all goes, but it's all modular like the bike. So
well, I noticed this one doesn't have like the heatsink thing on it, so is that like an extra piece? Or?
Yeah, so we've decided on our E² units not to add a heatsink at this point because we don't think we need it, so it doesn't overheat as easy. And yeah.
Okay, well, cool. Yeah, it's a little bit sleeker for sure. Maybe
it's a little bit sleeker.
Yeah, it is a little bit sleeker.
Yeah, you
can
see
down.
It over here on the V10.5.
This is it right here?
Yeah.
Cool.
This is one of our prototype bikes, so you can see it just running normally. We've actually got, this is some proprietary stuff that we're working out, so this is one of our prototype parts of the crankset we're working on.
Cool.
But yeah.
And you've got the throttle here, so it seems like, is there just one wire from here up to sort of this buckle piece?
So there's 2 wires that connect to the electric, to the controller. So you got your throttle wire which connects here, and then you've got your battery wire which connects to your battery.
Okay.
So 2 wires coming out of the controller. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah, because it's pretty clean.
Yeah, we've worked really hard to keep it clean, to make it look like a bike, and make the bike look as rad as they look. And people are loving it. It's not it's a different look for electric bike, as I'm sure you know, having seen all of them.
Yeah, I've seen quite a few, and it's just neat to see. Like, I guess this like very focused, powerful sort of off-road. When you were doing the demo earlier with that young lady. Just being able to buck the bike back like that.
Yeah, do you like to ride like that?
A little bit, yeah. I like to jump. I like to jump a little bit and go. But it's tough because you've got chair lifts and things at some locations, but not everywhere. And helicopters are expensive, so you get something like this, and you can really get out there. And
well, that's what that's our slogan: high performance electric mountain bikes that take you places you dream of. So
sweet.
You're 20K back into the backcountry of BC. That's what this is made to get you to.
Awesome.
Where you're up at the top of that mountain looking down. Like, I would have never got here without this technology.
Yeah. Well, it's great. I'm glad I got to meet like kind of the founder and hear a little bit about the history of it and stuff. Do you guys have a website? Like, where should we go?
bestelectricmountainbikes.com.
Okay, there you go.
But here we go, Court. Now the fun part is I get to go riding with you.
Yeah,
So
I
now
can't
I'm
wait.
going to interview you
Check it out.
after our ride. So we're going to
Sweet.
flip the camera and see
Well,
what you
look
think.
for that. We'll be out on the trail and I'll do a review of this stuff. Yeah. Thanks again,
Cool.
man.
Yeah.